What's going on, guys? I know it's been a while since I made a video. I've just been, to be honest, just extremely busy with everything at work. I got a handful of different hobbies and other stuff going on. I do want to update you guys on everything that's happened so far and what to be doing today's video as well to fix our issues. First thing first, I've been trying to get the boost dialed on this thing with boost box for, I don't know, past 2 or 3 weeks now, just on the weekends playing with it and stuff. And I've been over boosting like crazy. I constantly hitting boost cut and backfiring like crazy. And it ended up doing it so bad at one time at about 43 pounds, I'd actually bent the butterfly inside of the throttle body. Actually see a little crack on it right there, where it wouldn't close all the way and it was idling at like 5,000 or 6,000 RPMs. And so the first thing we did, obviously I got a new throttle body. I had an LFS 60 millimeter. That's an MPX 62. It's a little bit bigger than the one we had before, so I mean it really shouldn't change anything, to be honest. And I am getting away from a boost box. I actually just bought a brand new one and everything, and I don't know, with the 4-bar setup, I don't know, I'm having nothing but issues with it. And so what we are going to be going to is a G-Force boost controller. It's 0 to 50 PSI on this one, and so we should have plenty of wiggle room where we won't be having to hit boost cut. And hopefully, to be honest, this one controls it through both top and bottom port on the wastegate. And so it should be a lot safer, or a lot more controlled, I hope. I think the whole problem was probably my boost solenoid. I'm still on the stock boost solenoid, you know, from the factory. So, and that's trying to control 40 plus pounds of boost now. So yeah, we're gonna get rid of that. So we got a whole new setup here. For anybody wondering, that's what it is. It's about $320 before tax and shipping online for a new one. Yeah, pretty much it comes with everything we need here, including new vacuum lines. It's really simple to wire up. I read it all earlier. But basically, red power, black's gonna be your ground. This is a remote. We ain't gonna use that one. And it actually has boost cut, and it has it connects to your wideband, and so I can set it wherever I want. And so if it leans out, it will cut the boost as well. So that's another really cool feature I like in there, because it's, once you're flying down the track, you know, it's hard to stare at that gauge sometimes to make sure that your car is doing okay. So if it has both of those safety features in that one, which will be amazing as well. And so we're going to be ripping out the boost box wiring and all that stuff today. I have a brand new harness and stuff for it too as well, or I think I might be a watt box harness, but regardless, if you guys are interested in it, I'll sell it real cheap. They're like 160 bucks new. I'll sell this one like 120 bucks shipped to lower 48. And also, one more thing we're going to be doing, I got brand new brake calipers for the front. I've had these probably for about 2 months now. I just haven't got around to putting them in. The only problem with mine, whenever I installed them, I used SRT4 factory lines, which are already, you know, probably 15 years old. On top of that, the ends of them are different, and so I actually ended up shaving that lip off, which I know is definitely not the smartest thing to do, but I shaved it off and so it would fit, clamped it down and sent it at the time. But I don't want to be on that for too long. And so we're going to replace the lines and everything as well. So first thing first, we're going to get it up in the air, and I actually have my stock solenoid is tucked up underneath the bumper, and pull all the vacuum lines and everything out of it real quick. Oh, and I did get an air filter. I don't remember who it was in the comments was yelling at me for it, but I wear that when we're cruising around the street now as well. too heavy for you? Alright, so here's where I tucked everything. See, I actually got my solenoids. They're all tucked up in there. In that little compartment, and I just had some zip ties and stuff holding them in there. Alright. Yeah, and so I'm gonna get the vacuum lines disconnected, pull them out. Just leave the solenoids tucked in and tuck them back up in there so I don't lose them. Alright, so I know it looks like crap, but I got all the vacuum lines redone. The solenoids are tucked in there. These are the ones that go to the turbo and wastegate, and this one is for my 4-bar tip sensor. And so that needs to be routed to vacuums. So yeah, so let's go ahead and bust off these brake caliper and lines where we have it this high in the air. All right, so we got our old brake line compared to our new one. And here's our old caliper. You actually see where I shaved it flat, where they usually have that lip. I'm sure it's to keep it from twisting sideways and getting loose and stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and replace that before we end up with no brakes. All right, we got both sides done. They look good. A little bit of trouble, but it was just my stupidity. But let's get to putting in this boost controller now. All right, so we got everything plumbed up now. So you got port 2, top of wastegate to a T between the turbo and the bottom port on the wastegate. So there's our T. Just mounted our solenoid right here for now. Obviously not hooked up. And so let's go ahead and get inside and do the other part of the wiring. I've been sitting here for a minute trying to figure out where I want it mounted at. I think right here next to the boost gauge, because it's just a touch screen. We'd be able to adjust everything. And I think I'm gonna double side tape it right there, and then I can have these wires go directly under the dash. But that means we gotta get the dash pulled off. All right, I got our dash popped up. I got all the wires ran going over here. I got the other vacuum line plumbed in so it can read boost pressure as well. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pop all this back together, and she'll be sitting right there so we can adjust her easy. And I'll be right back when we start wiring it up. All right, go ahead and got the wire routed all the way up in there. Now we just got to wire in one more section and wire in our wideband, and then we should be able to boot her up. All right, so I'm hoping I did this right. This is coming the output of my AFR gauge. I believe it's the white wire, goes to the yellow for this. I got it piggybacked off the ground. I just threw the 12 volt to a side of a fuse just for now to get it wired up so we can test everything. So I guess here we go. Uh-oh. So I guess that's a good sign. So I don't know how to work everything on here yet, but she did boot up. It's reading boost for sure. I didn't have a bolt on that. Made it idle up real high. It wasn't in all the way. So it is reading. Let me see if I can find the AFR gauge. Yeah, so far I've not been able to get the AFR gauge to read on there. I did get the boost gauge to actually read even with it, because it was doing very, very strong vacuum a second ago. I don't know how, but So it looks like everything's working. I'm not gonna be able to take it out and set it up tonight. I'm gonna read up a little bit more on the instructions and stuff. Maybe go do that tomorrow or next week sometime. But hopefully all this works out and we'll be able to uncontrol our boost a lot more so we can go racing. All right, so we're almost ready to go out to the track and stuff. I have a coolant leak right here I gotta fix. It sprays on the belts. You guys probably heard it squeak. And I gotta get a bolt put in there, and that's it. So I appreciate you guys watching. I'm sorry, like I said, as always, I know haven't been super active making videos, but I just had a lot of stuff going on. But the car is doing fine, still kicking. I do post a lot more on my Instagram and stuff and TikTok than I do YouTube, just right now at least. So you guys can of course follow me on there too. All right, I appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, you guys take care, be safe.